2 rolling.
So, what do you want in a partner? What would you look for in a partner? The guy of your dreams. Physically,
well, to be fair,
and mentally, emotionally.
Okay. Someone who's loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's good at communicating.
Yeah.
Somebody who has ambition. Someone who has drive. I don't want no Wukless somebody. You gotta bring something to the table. It can't just be me being the breadwinner. You get me?
Would you allow your man to earn less than you, or that don't really matter?
Nah, that don't even matter to me. As long as I can see that you're doing something, like.
So even if your man's just stacking shelves at Asda, like that's totally cool.
A paycheck's a paycheck to me. I'm
Sit
not
down.
fussy. Like, as long as you've got ambition and obviously probably want to better yourself, you don't want to bloody stay stacking shelves for the rest of your life. Like,
So what if he says, you know what, I'm comfortable, like I'm calm with the job, like it pays the bills?
well, I suppose if he's excelling in other areas, then we
Nope,
can
he's
work.
comfortable with
Not in
just.
terms of like my needs, in terms of what I
Okay.
want. Like, obviously, as I told you, I could communicate as someone who's loyal, someone who's respectful, someone who's attentive. Like, as if you're excelling in them other areas, to me, the job part it's not really a big factor, because I said as long as you're earning, you're bringing and you're contributing to the household, that's all I can ask for. Sometimes some women, like, they see this social media life and then, like, you get me, they want the big this and the big that, but like that's not reality. You get me? Like, just work within your means. You know what I mean?
I
So
hear
like
that.
in terms of like what would you want in your perfect woman then?
Obviously, no perfect woman out there, but obviously, physically, I would more go for the curve. So listen, I'd go for the ass. Like I'm an ass man, over chest. You know what I'm saying?
No, actually, I shouldn't say it like that. But you like big batties then, yeah? Okay,
Yeah, because listen, I don't want no top heavy girl out there. You get what I'm saying? You can have the
big back.
you can have the biggest chest,
Big
but
back,
then
big heart.
behind it's just an
And
ironing board. You get
and
what I'm
no
saying?
back. Yeah, I've seen them. It's not a good look.
Nah, allow that. So obviously, curve at the back. Don't mind if it's a little B cup, A, whatever. You know what I'm
But you
saying?
know what? Sometimes that's what I'm saying. Like, why are men so obsessed with how the person looks? Don't get me wrong. There's got to be some kind of attraction.
So let me tell you this then, yeah. I ask every person, what do you prefer, personality over looks? Oh, personality. But if you meet someone on a dating website, what's drawn you into that person? Because you don't know their personality, it's the looks.
Looks
If
are
you
very
meet someone
important,
on
but
the,
they're not like the be all and end all. Like, I
They're
feel
not,
like
definitely
it's
not.
more energy and how you kind of get on with that person. That's gonna win you up overall, because there could be the prettiest thing on earth,
course,
but there
bro.
could be a shit person. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take them things into account. It's not all about the looks. You get me?
it's all about the looks, but obviously you gotta be comfortable out with that person. You gotta be comfortable in bed with that person. I wanna know when my woman dresses, I'm like, right, I'm about to tear that up tonight. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I
I don't
get
want a
that.
woman who's got the banging personality, but the looks ain't.
It's butters.
I can't really run with that. I'll be real. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
so obviously that there, but then also, like I said, man, certain women just want to bring to the table, just like, you get me, like their looks, and that's not good enough. Like, I want to know if we're gonna go, if you're in it for the long run. I want to know that if we ever have kids and that, boom bam, I'm away. I want to know that you can take care of the kids while I'm gone, and they're not just having like chicken nuggets and chips every night from Mackey's or no oven food. I want to know you can cook. And another thing is, I want to know that.
Just because a bit of Wukless girl like you,
I want to know that Caribbean food's been cooked as well.
Food. Yeah.
Food is a food, but I want to know that cooked food's running in the yard. You know what I'm
course,
saying?
yeah,
I want to
of
know
course.
that
That's just
if I've got a
standard.
daughter or a son with you, I want to know that you can cane rolls, or you can do hair. You get what I'm
you
saying?
can- yeah,
I want to know
you
that
can
when I'm
plan.
stressed or I'm going through whatever my trial and tribulations or whatever, I want to know that you're able to talk and communicate to me. Are you gonna motivate me? Are you gonna inspire me? Are you gonna talk to me when I'm down? You get what I'm saying? Like, some women will probably see a man down and be like, I can't be asked with him. Like, yo, I'm just
But
gonna
there's
go.
another thing, like, men don't really express their emotion. They like to put on this big facade that, they're the big strong man, rare. Like, everybody's human. Everyone's got feelings. Like, and you should be able to communicate that to your partner. Like, you know what? I'm not really feeling too good today, or this pissed me off, or I just feel down. Like, but as I said, like, especially, I don't know, I can go off like black men because I don't date outside my race. But yeah, I feel like black men are more hard to open up in terms of like their feelings or emotions. And that ties in with mental health as well, where there's a big stigma about that. Like, you know,
But you gotta be
do
tough.
you get depressed sometimes? Men do depressed, they're only human. But no, you don't have to be tough. Why do you have to be tough all the time?
It's just what it is, man. I'm sorry, but
it's a shame that the world is like that, because, like, you know, men have feelings too, and obviously if you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, like, you're human, so you're allowed to. But like as I said, men feel like they have to put on this big show, like that they don't feel nothing, or you know.
But then what happens when I'm down and out? Like, is the woman mentally going to be mentally and physically strong, like to uphold the house?
Well, this is where you gotta be more careful in terms of the partners you're choosing, because as you said, like coming back to what you said about you need to learn, your partner needs to know how to cook and do certain things. So most men, this is what, coming back to the looks thing, you get me, will just see a girl and think, oh yeah, she's nice, rare, but can she do anything though? Can she wash clothes? Like, can she cook? Like, can she take care of her house? I'm saying she might look all pretty on the outside, but the house is nasty.
Listen, I've seen that. I've seen some.
So, you just be careful how you're picking these women out here, because as I said, like, I'm glad that I grew up in an era where, like, you know, we had to do certain things on a Sunday. Like, listen, we couldn't go out until chores was done. You get me? We had to help cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things had to be done, and I'm so glad that I was raised like that, because now I instilled it in my 13-year-old daughter.
100%.
You get me? You think my daughter can just sit down in the house? She's got chores to do, like bins have to take out. You have to season chicken. You got to do things. Like, you're 13, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to be here all the time.
Trust me.
So I need to know that I've raised you to do certain things. So, like, if I'm not here, you know how to look after yourself. Same with my son who's 20. Like, trust me, he has to cook too. Like, certain things I have to instill in them. And it's just all about the partner who you choose, really.
100%.
And this is where you have to really assess, like, okay, boom, you want kids with this person. Just make sure you know what you're getting into before you have kids and make a family, because you can't expect certain things if she's not even showing you from the jump that's the kind of person she is. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, then let me ask you a quick question. So you meet a man, yeah? Obviously, he's not used to the obviously you've been living by yourself for however long now. Obviously, a man, you've just met a man, he's been living at home, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's just come to yours, like, you've both moved in together. You're more of a DIY person. He's not really, because obviously he's been living at his mom's, and you get what I'm saying? That's not really his field. Would you feel comfortable, like, obviously, laminating he's putting down, wallpapering he's doing, he doesn't really know how to do.
I've had that experience where I've had to pay a man. I've got a man there, and him can't do nothing.
How do you feel about that, though?
Knock a nail into the wall.
How do you feel about that, though?
You know what?
Was
I
it
just
calm?
get on with it.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna be pissed because you can't do that. And you know what? As coming back to, like, I feel like English-born men.
Yeah.
How to put this now?
English or British?
British, English, whatever. You get me? Like, okay, say a yardie man.
Yeah.
If you got a yardie man, they will cook for you. You get me? Anything what needed doing in the yard, they will knock two now together. They can fix anything, and that's just the way that they've been brought up. Like, I feel like Jamaican men are more hands-on. You get me? Now with Englishmen, and I've only been out with Englishmen, so I can only go from what
British.
Obviously British, whatever in the world, God. Yeah, I can only go for what I've seen. Like, in terms of them being more hands-on, domestic. You get me? In terms of the cooking, the cleaning, anything needs fixing in the yard. In terms of my experience, it's very unlikely that I've seen that. I haven't had that experience. You get me? And that's just what it is. I don't know if you want to kind of come into that because you're British born, you're not Caribbean. So
let me ask you a quick question. Would you also date a man?
Yeah, answer my question.
Go on. What's your question? What's your question?
Is are you hands-on? Like, can you fix things in the yard? Can you cook a dinner for your woman? Come on, be honest.
Yeah, man can cook 100%, bro.
What can you cook?
Caribbean dishes, because that's all man like. But don't get it twisted. If I need to, no. If I need to pick up a cookbook, I can start cooking Italian. I can start cooking
it's
stuff from France.
Giving you woman a meal. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, as long as it's not like, you know, chips and beans or whatever. Like, something decent.
This ain't no then again, corned beef and rice bangs. But man ain't no throw stuff in the oven. Like, I can cook. However, when it comes to the, shower's not working or something, or burst pipe or something, I'm not probably the best person. Like, I'll have a look at it and see what I go on, but I don't want to tamper with stuff. So hands on, like DIY, not so much putting up shelves and that, not so much, but I can learn. It's a simple thing. If it needs to, obviously I'm going to need to end up learning it anyway, but obviously I've never really been in that predicament where I need shelves putting up.
So if it was like me and you was together now and you're telling me this, I'm just going to get get a DIY man or something, because I can't afford for you to be trying to fix it, and then you make it worse.
But it's trial and error though.
Yeah,
that's
but
how
now
you learn.
You need to know what you're doing, because I ain't got time for you to make the situation worse. I would rather get
how do you know what
they're doing?
But how do you know what you're doing? You don't think they all made mistakes before becoming qualified or whatever?
I get that.
So we need to try. I need to bang a couple nails in the wall. Yeah,
well, it's better you try your little project somewhere else and then come back to me when you know that you're confident in doing that. I'm not just going to make you just go Ali and then fuck it up and then I still got to call someone in. But as I said, come back to your other question, like 9 times out of 10, if I'm with a partner or whatever and he's not hands-on, I would just pay a man or get a professional in, because I'm not gonna be pissed at you because you can't do it. Like, I'm just that kind of person. Okay, cool. The washing machine is fixing. Let's get in a plumber.
But you expect basic life skills, like in terms of he needs to be able to wash up, clean house and whatnot, cook.
Come on, man.
Would you say cooking's a big thing though?
Made like not really, because obviously each one help one. So obviously in departments what he lacks in, I'm got strengths in, and what obviously I've got weaknesses in, he's got strengths in, so we kind of bounce off each other. But it's not a deal breaker if you can't cook for me, because to be honest, I never get the cooks. Like, I'm always the cook. Like, in all my relationships, I've always been that hands-on cooker. You get me? So like, obviously, but that doesn't kind of deter me from, in terms of my partner, what I'm with now. Like,
2 last questions for you then.
Yeah.
Man you're dating still lives with his mom, still lives with his family, never ever had his own place. Is that a deal breaker for yourself?
What age are you?
He's in his 30s. He's in his 30s, still lives at home. And bear it in mind, like, there's still men that live at home only because of cultural reasons as well. But at the same time, for me, it's like, nah, bruv, like, I don't think I could deal with a woman at their yard still, but it depends on the circumstance for me.
Okay, for me, it would be a bit of a red flag. Coming into my big age, what I'm at, and if you're my age and you ain't got your own place, why haven't you got your own place? Like, there would have to be some major circumstances.
They're questioning, yeah.
Because to me, that feels like, wow, you don't want to be independent. You don't want to live independent.
Are you able to pay bills?
Exactly. You still want to sponge off your mum and off your parents then, because at your age now, and you're still living at home, like, why are you still at home? Like, don't you want your own space? Like, how are you supposed to entertain people under your mum's roof? Like, that would be a big red flag for me. Like, it would have to be, as I said, some kind of
insinuating circumstances
why you're there. Then I could kind of see with you. But if it's just, oh, wow, I just ain't got a flat and I got no job and I'm just living at my mum's, now it's dead.
So what if he's working?
It's dead.
But is at his mum's though?
Okay, so you're working. That means to me you don't want to pay no bills. You'd rather stay at your mum's and save money.
He turns around to you and says, I give my mum 300 every month.
So why can't you rent your own place and pay your own bills? Like,
nah, I hear that.
Unless it's for the comfort, I don't know. Why would you still want to be at your mum's in your big age?
Nah, it's true still, it's true.
I would have to really ask and delve into why you're still there for me to make that decision whether I want to take it further or not. Okay,
now I hear what you're saying still. I mean, last question now. How would you feel about, obviously, everyone learns at their own pace. I mean, how would you feel about you dating someone, big age, not driving?
That wouldn't be a factor for me, you know.
I can't lie, because I've dated women that ain't drove, and let me tell you something, it's long. You feel like you're working for Uber, you get what I'm saying? Because even sometimes, like, like someone I've been dating, finish work late, I then feel responsible to come and collect that person, because I'm on the phone to you, but anything can happen, you get what I'm saying? You're leaving work at 12 a.m. or, yes, that's your job and whatnot, but imagine I'm on the other end of the phone, something's happening, or something's happened, and I could have just come and collected you. And then even sometimes, babes, when I go out to eat, it's like, I can't allow you to just jump on the bus and meet me. That's mad. I don't want you wasting money paying for taxi. But at the same time, I'm saying to myself, I don't want no girl, aka no scrub. I don't want no girl like where I'm having to take you around everywhere all the time. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's your own choice. That's your own choice to want to do them things for her, because I'm sure before she was with you, she wasn't driving and she got around. And I understand what you're talking about in terms of the safety aspect. You want to, you know what I'm saying? But anything can happen anywhere, regardless if you're picking her up or not. Yeah, you get me? So like, as I said, for me, if you haven't got a car, it wouldn't be a deal breaker. But then again, in terms of me having to be taxi, that wouldn't be happening either. Because if that's the case, you need to learn to drive and get your own vehicle, because I can't be there at your beck and call every time. Not to say, like, as a man, it's nice that you've got that in your thought to say, yeah, boom, my woman's finishing work. But there's going to be times where you can't do it. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? 100%. So you can't put that burden on you to say, oh, shit, well, she's leaving work now. I've got to get her every day. Like, as you said, like, if she so wants to be carried around or driven around, she's learned how to drive then, innit? Get me? Be a bit more independent, and that's it. That's it. Like, it's just one of them. Like, yeah.
Nah, I'm thinking, like, because I'm at that level, like, in terms of, like, don't get it twisted, just because you drive don't mean you're better than anyone else. However, like, you need to be at that level so we're both driving and having a bit of independence, because when you got your car, You're independent then.
Exactly.
You're up and down.
And
You
she'll
get what
have
I'm
to
saying?
rely on you to be picking her up everywhere, you get me, and dropping off everywhere, like, and that's what I'm saying, like, I'm just that kind of person. I like to be a burden on nobody, man or not, you get me, like, fair enough, if you're gonna offer, but I've always been like that. I'm not gonna wait for you, to offer me or whatever. I'm just gonna get up and do my thing. And that's how I've always been. I've just been that kind of go-getting person. Like, I don't rely on anybody.
But how do
I've
you
learnt
feel,
the
though?
hard way that to be like that, you get me?
But how do you feel though? He lives on the other side of the town, and you've arranged to meet somewhere for dinner, and then you're there already because you're in the car. Baby's like, oh, I'm just waiting for the boat. Like, it's like...
Well, stop being tight and jump in a taxi then. Because you know you're supposed to be somewhere for a certain time. You either leave out extra early to get them on time, you catch a taxi.
Okay, then the awkwardness of the meal's finished, everything, whatever you're doing, you really going to allow your partner to jump back on bus?
Nah, you're going to drop them home.
Exactly, but that's the problem though. How much times are you going to be going out for you to feel guilt? I mean, sometimes... You just want to go home. You can't be asked to even be chauffeuring anybody.
You would say, like, you know what, babe, how are you getting home? And then they'll probably be like, oh, well, I'm going to catch a taxi or whatever.
I'd feel guilty even the girl saying, like, my date saying, no, I'm going to catch taxi. I'd be like, you know what, let me just drop you home, man. Because I'm that type of person.
I get that, but then you can't make them be too used to that because then they expect it every time.
But that's why I don't think I'd date a woman that's not driving, because it's just long-winded from there, because I know the type of person I am.
Yeah. And you'll be that guy what would just drop them everywhere. I get it. But that's just probably your own... how you are as a person. That's just 100%. You individually.
If I can help someone, I help them regardless. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. But then I said sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture as well. You know what I mean? And are they taking advantage of the situation?
But that's
in
why.
In terms of you're a driver, so, oh yeah, my mum will pick me up. Mum will drop me where. You get me? Sometimes you have to say no, you know. And done.